What's going on, guys? Wesley here. Today it's double XP double gobblegum weekend, and today I'm going to show you the best solo AFK XP glitch out right now. This is pretty much an unlock all glitch. The only thing you're not going to be getting is camos for specific weapons, because you're going to be using the new wonder weapon in order to go completely AFK as a solo player with a game that you can save and quit, come back and get unlimited XP, gobblegums, augment research, whatever you need. So make sure you smash that like button and subscribe for more to support me for absolutely free, no cost at all, and let's hop right in. So the only real requirement to get this fully AFK is a controller that can be plugged into your computer or your console. Now you may be asking, why did his controller look like that? I'm going to explain why in a second, and it's your ticket to freedom, your ticket to maxing out your account while you sleep or even during the daytime while you're at work or school. So without further ado, here are the steps. First of all, do not use wonder bar. Don't waste your time, because eventually you're going to get the wonder weapon easily with these steps I'm going to show you right now in the next 60 seconds. So all you want to do is make sure the power is turned on at every point in the map. The game will walk you through this because you're in directed mode. Then simply come back to the spawn and go over toward the semi truck right here, and you should activate the side Easter egg with Uber Klaus. He's going to come out. You're going to need to destroy him. I had a ray gun, so it was super easy, but it might be hard for you, and you're going to get a stabilizer chip. Go over to the Ashwood Sheriff's Office and use stun grenades on Klaus while he's in the cage, and interact with this little keypad here on the cage, and you should spawn Klaus. So this is a companion that will only last a certain amount of time. So go over to the Cosmodrome, which is over in the northern side of the map, and you're going to use your tactical button, so your left bumper if you're on console, and you're going to activate him and point it at the panel right here. He's going to walk up and follow your command. He's going to stomp, and it's going to give you access to this side Easter egg. Go ahead and activate by interacting with that panel, and then stand in this red light right here. All you're doing is essentially scanning yourself, so you want to make sure that you survive by shooting the zombies around you, grabbing the ether barrel, and then heading over to Ashwood. So we're going to charge this in 3 simple steps. There's a lot here, and it's probably going to take you about 10 to 15 minutes to do all of these steps, but essentially just plug it into the power here at Ashwood and survive for about a minute or 2. Once you're done with that, go over to Blackwater Lake. This is important because the last step is Van Dorn Farm. So the farm is actually where you're going to need to bring the capsule once you have charged it at all 3 power stations. That's why you want to do farm last. It's super important because you're only going to have about a minute and a half. Go ahead and go into the basement over here by the house, and you're going to interact with the cube. You'll probably remember this from the beta, wondering what it was used for. So all you want to do once you have that in the cube, you're not going to be timed at this point. You have all the time in the world. Go ahead and use the launch pad to Janus Towers and back until you see those symbols that are on top of the buildings here. There's 3 symbols that you need to enter. You're going to go ahead and enter them into the box, and you're about 90% of the way done unlocking the wonder weapon. So once you have entered all of the correct symbols on the box, you're essentially going to interact with the eye that is on the back side, and it's going to start the final step of unlocking the wonder weapon. So go ahead and input it here on the back like so, and it should work. And what's going to happen is you're going to get the gauntlet, but as soon as you grab it, you're going to have to do a little bit of a side Easter egg here, where you're essentially just going to destroy zombies to feed the creature, as they say. So once you are done with this, you are good to go, and you're going to have the gauntlet fully unlocked. Now, as a solo player on directed mode, you have a max amount of time of about 6 hours is what I have been told before a forced exfil happens. So knowing this, you essentially can do this glitch for about 5.5 to 5 hours and 45 minutes, and then come back, save and quit, and load back into the game to reset that timer. So just keep that in mind. The last thing that you need to do once you have the gauntlet unlocked, and preferably pack-a-punch, all you want to do is go over into your combat controller settings, and you're going to set manual fire behavior to hold. This is super important because this is what is going to give you the behavior that is allowing you to be completely AFK. Otherwise, if you plan to just stand here and do this, you can ignore this part. But I also suggest that you set it for keyboard and mouse if you are on PC, because for whatever reason, if you plug in your controller after the game starts just to use the triggers and not the actual aiming, then if for whatever reason it doesn't always work as intended. So all you want to do is hold down the left trigger and the right trigger at the same time, and you're going to notice this behavior. It's essentially going to shoot, and then it's going to recoil that bullet every couple of seconds. So follow me on this path, and here's how you get into the spot that makes this completely AFK and safe. You essentially just want to aim off into the trees here, while you are crouched, and you're going to kind of lower a little bit. So I'm going to play this in slow-mo to show you guys how this works in slow motion. So all you want to do is crouch and come by the big sign here, look off into the distance, and you should push yourself into that invisible barrier that the sign kind of provides you, and then just simply slip yourself forward over and over again. Just kind of tap your left analog stick or W if you're on PC until you fall down like so. Once you fall down slightly, you're good. Stop moving, and if the zombie is able to hit you, just simply back up over, you know, towards the edge. Very small increments there. You're likely going to fall the first couple of times that you try to do this glitch, but this is essentially allowing you to have one zombie that's going to get confused right in front of you, and you'll notice it in these clips. They're going to get confused and stand right in front of you for a second and then pull out meat to throw at you because it can't hit you, but any zombies that are behind them will not attack you. Now the only downside is the Ravager round, so I highly suggest that you get to your round cap before you get into this final position. The reason being is right here. I mean, I go down literally because the Ravagers and any crawlers can hit you while you are in this spot. So just keep that in mind. You can see the zombies are getting confused when they walk up to me. That's exactly what you want to look for. But obviously the Ravager right there is able to hit me. So another thing that you should do, get Juggernog. You should get, you know, better plate vest and everything like that, in order to be able to sit here and survive for an infinite amount of time, because those Ravagers, they can get you, but just keep in mind it's always going to be round 12. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. You can gain as much XP as you want with this. Just again, make sure that you press start, save and quit, and load back in at least every 5 hours and 30 minutes or 5 hours or so. It doesn't matter when you restart the game. Just keep in mind when your game starts, you have 6 hours. So what that means is essentially if you save and quit and load back into the game, as soon as you load back in, before you even have gotten into the glitch, you are killing time. So just keep in mind that you have that limited amount of time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.